Welcome to The Walk-In, a podcast where doors stay open and stories unfold one conversation at a time. Hosted by Christopher Michael Sean, author, poet, actor, and lifelong student of people and purpose. Here, you're more than just a listener. You're part of the room, part of the story. In every episode, someone sits down, breathes deep, and shares what drives them, what keeps them moving, and what keeps them dreaming. This is a space for dreamers, doers, and those still finding their way. So pull up a chair, pour something warm, and let's take a walk into the soul.
Now
Whoa.
recording. We love Craig. Craig's amazing.
Thank
So,
you,
yeah.
Craig.
Thank you, Craig, for all of your service. Thank you, Craig. Everybody in the chat say thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. So yeah, welcome in. If you just want to introduce yourself to the beautiful audience out there.
All right, what's up, y'all? I go by Arcility online, but my name is Arnell, and I am a voice actor.
A voice
Pretty much.
actor. I like that confidence already off the bat because a lot of people come in here and they're like, "Yeah, I'm trying to become a voice actor." I'm like, "Okay, we've talked about it a few times on the podcast with a lot of different people, but if you're trying to be something, you are already that thing. Like if you're putting your foot through the door, you're already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
God. Honestly, speaking about that, also is like I throughout my TikTok account, right? I mean, I say that I'm like trying to be a voice actor, and including in the bio. Oh fuck, I gotta change that. But um, what's it called? Literally just an hour or 2 hours ago, I just got my first role.
oh
So,
shit, yeah, you were telling me
yeah.
you had like an audition or something. How'd that
Yeah,
go?
yeah, yeah. It was great, it was great. I mean, it was my first, audition where I actually got to sit in a call with some people and, like, basically voice out a script, kinda like theater style in a sense,
Hmm.
and, oh, man, it was great. It's literally what I expect from auditions and all that rather than just, like, recording my own, like, audio and, like, waiting from crickets to see if I get the role or not in, like, 2 weeks or not, but, I mean, oh, man, it was fun, and I talked to them, seems like they were like, "Yo, you got the role." I'm like, Sick." And just, like, it was nice finally meeting some people because 'cause they're also, like, trying to be up and coming also with, one of them's, like, an animator and all that, but aside from that, yeah, it was just a good experience to finally be talking to someone while, who in, like, within, like, an interest we all have, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, hey, I
Yeah.
I completely feel you. I can say whenever because I got out of college with an acting degree. It was like just an associate's, and then it was like that. It was like crickets. It was in 2020, and whenever I was in college, and I was doing auditions through Model and Talent Management, which was the agency. I'm still technically contracted through them.
Mhm.
Um, so Model and Talent Management, I didn't know they were East Coast. So whenever I moved from Oklahoma to here, I thought I couldn't do
Oh.
auditions anymore, but turns out I could. But
Yeah,
they're more of like
perfect
a
timing, if anything.
yeah, they're more of like a film, which is fine.
Ooh,
I'm not a huge fan of film. I prefer like theater and voice acting. But
gotcha.
yeah, like the auditions in 2020 were very much so like you record something and just toss it into the void and just hope someone listens to it. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a portfolio on voices.com, which I've mentioned before, where people can listen to it. I have voice actor business cards that I just, I pass out every now and then that you can listen to the different voices and accents I can do. But the auditions that I got from that website and from the agency were very much so you record something and you throw it into the void and hope for the best.
Yeah, man,
So
honestly, that's still how it is now unless you get reached out, really.
yeah, yeah, and like I'm super glad that you had that experience because I feel like everybody deserves that experience. It can be so exhausting throwing
Oh,
everything into the void. And you have a lot of people who will say like, "Oh, you just need 100 no's and that one yes." I'm like, I kind of
ah,
feel like you need to even celebrate the no's because even with the no's, you're learning something and
of
you're
course,
experiencing something, you
of
know?
course, and it's yeah, yeah, I mean, what's that, like, saying or whatever? I mean, it basically is just like, "Yo, you gotta fail more than you succeed, right, to really be learning or anything."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
something that I always say is failure is a necessary milestone on the pathway to success. And
100%.
yeah, it's like something where like, hey, I haven't had an audition in person, or I haven't had an audition where I'm like in a voice chat with someone. But now you have, and now you've had that experience, and so you know what it feels like. And that's a win. And like in my
Oh
opinion, that's a big
oh,
win.
dude,
Even if you hadn't have
I was
gotten the role, but
feeling
you
it early
did get the
yeah.
role. Yeah.
Yeah. I was feeling that way earlier, like, because I mean, every time I really kinda just go into with the mindset like, "Oh, if I don't get the role, that's alright." I mean, it's literally just a whole, what's it called, process, you know? And but, you're completely right, dude, it felt so good. I feel like it's also just like, bro, people kinda crave for, like, real people, you know?
Yeah, I think that like there was a little bit when AI was kind of like taking over, and I know that's like now it's like with real people, they're wanting real interactions, they're wanting real authenticity, and I think that's why like voice acting and theater is becoming like a little bit more popular now
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's so much AI into the film. So yeah, they want to sit one on one with you because they want to make sure that whatever voice note that you're sending is your voice.
Yeah, a
Because
real
nowadays you
dude.
can have an yeah, nowadays you can have an AI do a voice clip and send it to an audition, and it
I
be
know
nothing
it's
like you.
bro, it's bad, man. It's so bad. I mean, I remember maybe what year was it? Maybe 2023, 2022, I think. People were making those AI voice or yeah, those like AI voice covers of like other people's like music, We're like, "Oh,
Oh,
we found this
yeah.
song, we put Drake's vocals on top of it." Like we switched their vocals for Drake's and it's like people all of a sudden loved it and then like the original song gets like or the original like artist gets like no love for it. And it's like, "Oh my god, that's dangerous," you
It is
know?
dangerous. Yeah, and then there's and the thing is like for a long time I was like, dude, with auditioning and stuff, like, do I really and this goes into voices.com and the reason I don't use it 100%,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of voice acting gigs out there that are very fucking shady and secretive with it, and they're literally selling your voice to an AI algorithm to then
I've
recycle
seen
your
that.
voice.
Yeah, dude, I've seen that. That's why I've been avoiding it recently. I mean,
Mm.
it was definitely like a big suggestion from a lot of like people online, right? And then like I just digging through all the details. Dude, that's shitty, man. I hate it. I hate it
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, and this goes for anybody out there. Like, if you get like, it's awesome to get an audition and like get accepted and all that. And it's not like you're gonna get that every single day. But definitely do not accept like if you get an audition for anything AI related, I wouldn't mess with it. You are worth more than that. If you do that,
Mhm.
you are like you're selling your voice for cheap, for nothing,
For well, for basically
for
free, if
basically free.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and you gotta think about your like, whenever you're a voice actor, you're basically a you basically run your own business, and you are your business. It's something they taught me in college was, "You are your business, and you are your
Yeah.
own product for your
You gotta
business."
sell yourself,
You gotta
right?
sell yourself and you gotta watch your reputation because you are your business. So whenever I go accept an audition for something, I have to make sure that it holds up to the standards that I want it to, that it holds up to the morals and ethics that I want my brand to hold, right? So it's very similar to like running a podcast. I wouldn't want someone on here who's spouting really bad stuff, words that we shouldn't say, the forbidden fruit words. But
Mhm.
instead, like, oh, hey, I want somebody on here that I know I can trust, that I know's got a level head, that I can record with, that I don't have to worry about. And I've gotten close with a few guests where I'm
Mhm.
like, ooh, maybe I was wrong about this guy or girl or,
Wow,
whoever. But then
really?
no, yeah, like there have been a few times, and I've thought about making an episode talking about the few times I've said no. I've said no to people or people have said no to me. Um, but yeah, like there've been a few close calls where I'm like, ooh, is this good for me? Is this bad for me? And then the idea with AI remix on TikTok, I deleted my entire TikTok account, my main one,
Oh,
because of AI
yeah.
remix.
Yeah, I remember
Uh,
seeing your post about that on your like, the only post.
The only yeah,
Your
I now have only one walk-in podcast TikTok, and it's my secondary account. It only has one video where I'm basically saying, "Hey, I used to have an account, but I deleted it." Because if I'm having this conversation with you, and we're talking about auditions, and we're talking about your dreams, and we're talking about your goals, and we're talking about the ins and outs of it, I don't want an AI to have access to your talent, right? Because then it's not just my brand and my reputation that I'm affecting. It's now yours as well.
yeah,
You know,
anyone you're,
anybody that
like
I put on that TikTok is susceptible to that bullshit, and I'm not gonna allow
yep.
that. I would rather lose my entire fan base, which is like 32 people, than
Hey, 32 people is
ever.
32 people.
Hey, 32
Like, could
people would
you
fill a room. You feel me?
exactly, it would
So
fill up my room right now and get all stuffy and I would hate it, you know, that's a lot of
yeah.
people. Like, if
Absolutely,
there's 37
absolutely.
people in front of me in, like, a checkout line, Imma be fucking pissed, that's a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's a lot of people. No, I appreciate everybody who's been following the podcast, man. It's been an adventure. Like we're closing up on our 1 year anniversary in July.
Oh,
So which by the
nice.
time I just aged this episode just like I did the last one. This episode's gonna air probably the first week of August, I think. That's
Okay.
the Yeah, I'm always a little bit ahead of the curve, and I hate aging episodes, but I'm so excited about the 1 year anniversary that I'm just talking about it all the time. Um, but yeah, no,
At
getting
least you
back.
give the viewers a good idea what
No,
time
yeah,
frame.
yeah,
Yeah,
the viewers will be like, this one's a little old, but it's okay. It's okay. It's old,
yeah,
but it's good.
fine
Um,
wine.
Yeah. I was gonna say getting back to auditions, because I know that for me, um, it was a lot like I said, it was a lot of recording and putting it out there and hoping for the best. Um, and with my agent, which I don't know if anybody out there has like an agency that backs you, but with my agent, I don't know how. I'm not gonna name as much as I want to name drop her. She's a really sweet lady, and I know she's super busy all the time, but she would always send me auditions that made no sense. So like there was one where I needed
Man.
to be a professional chess player. There was another one where like I needed to be like a 60-year-old woman. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Oh.
Hey, you should be able to have range. Absolutely. But whenever the audition says I need to be that thing, not and it literally explicitly says not as an imitation, but literally this needs to be you.
Like, you need
You
to
can't
embody this person and literally be this person.
you need to be a 60-year-old woman. Yeah, yeah. It's not like a Mrs. Doubtfire, like, "Oh, how are you, dear? My name is Mrs. Doubtfire, and I'm your babysitter for the night. Oh, you're lovely." No, like literally, they wanted a 60-year-old woman, and
Wow.
it was situations like that. And I have in my portfolio because they have you create a portfolio where it's like you tell them what you can do, what you can't do, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and you have to
Mhm.
keep your whenever you're under contract, you have to stay a certain weight, you have to stay a certain hairstyle, your beard needs to stay the same. Everything needs to stay the same from
Oh,
the beginning of the contract. So if you lose weight, if you gain weight, if you lose hair, if you gain hair, all of that is under contract. And that's I don't know if anybody knows that, but that's kind of how the acting world works, especially with film. If you're under contract, they expect you to stay within those parameters. Some actors have gotten removed from projects because their visual self changed. And that's why like in a lot of shows and movies and stuff like that, the actors stay the same. Even if the show's been around for years, the actor stays looking the same.
wow.
Yeah. So whenever
It
you
has me
audition.
thinking about, like, the those long shows, you know? It has me thinking
Yeah.
a lot about those people.
Yeah, and there are exceptions, like, like with The Walking Dead, like they have exceptions there because they want time to appear to have passed, and
Yeah.
obviously aging is a thing, like the cast has aged a bit, so like they can't stop that, but they can do their best for what it's worth. But
Mhm.
yeah, so I was under contract and she would send me auditions that didn't match my portfolio. So I went into my portfolio like, hey, I can speak a little bit of French, I can speak a little Bongo, I can speak a little bit of Arabic, I can speak a little bit of like a entry to Chinese and Korean and Vietnamese and Japanese,
Right.
a little introductory. That's it.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
I can put in there what I can and what I can't do, and so she knows what's good for me and what's not. And yet, I would still get these really, really weird auditions. So I don't know if you've had an experience like that. Have you had anything like that where you've maybe not been sent it, but you've seen a lot of auditions that just they didn't make sense for you?
Uh, that's a good question. I mean, somewhat. I mean, it's not like I'm going through an agent or anything. I mean, granted, I just started what 3 weeks now into voice acting and all that, and literally, it's just all been through like all these websites. Voices haven't bothered doing anything that with that just because the AI stuff we were talking about. But like
Mhm, yeah.
casting call club and then a lot of retweets from Twitter and Reddit posts, all these different things. But I have gotten a few watchers who do send me some stuff and is like, I don't really think I should be doing any of this stuff because I mean, I think it's also just like a personal preference. I don't necessarily want to do like anything targeted towards children. Especially because
Yeah.
I know, like, the like, again, yeah, branding, It's like, I would not be fit for that, especially if like the way like things go with a lot of children or even like a little bit like younger adult like age things, right? It's just I know I'm not gonna be the best fit for like a person that wants that people would imagine to be voicing that type of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, I love that people are sending me auditions through TikTok, Instagram, and all that. I appreciate it a lot, but it's interesting, you know. It just kind of also kind of breaks my heart to be like, yo, no, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to leave people, you know, like like talking into the void when trying to reach me, especially when I'm already like still so available and where I'm not really gatekeeping anything out of what I'm showing off or anything really. It's just like it's just interesting sometimes like it's confusing and interesting about like how like other people are kind of like perceiving me as a voice actor, if that
Yeah.
makes
No, yeah, exactly. And I think that makes perfect sense. I'm the same way. Like I'll be like I've gotten requests before. Like there was one for I want to say it was like it was an anime. So it was like this guy was using AI first of all to
sense.
animate this like American Uncle Sam thing. And I was telling him like this is a really cool idea. I like what the AI is coming out with. However, it is done by AI. I would be down to voice for this, but I
Mhm.
would want you to like try and find an animator. And I was like, yo, I probably can find someone. I've got connections with my podcast. Like we can surely find someone that can animate this for us because it is like the storyline he had was amazing and it was really cool and
Ooh.
the character for Uncle Sam and was dope. But
Mhm.
he was so reliant on AI. I was like, I'm not even comfortable sending you an audition, like a voice audition, because I'm worried you're gonna feed that to the AI, and then the AI is
Yeah.
gonna use my voice. You feel me? So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
there.
100%. I mean, dude, it's like as much things that AI can do, like, because I feel like with the direction of AI right now, it's completely in the wrong. Oh man, this is a hot topic. If I'm gonna talk about it for a little bit, you let me know if you want to keep on talking about
No,
it. But like,
listen, I've had so many conversations about AI at this point. I've had conversations with AI about with my friend Leroy in our episode. The September special from last year was 5 episodes just strictly about AI. Three and a
wow.
half hours of us talking about AI. I might as well just change the name of my podcast to the Walking AI. This is new podcast name. No, with creative people, with small creators and
Mhm.
artists, AI is a topic of it's not even a hot topic. It is an
Yeah.
important topic to discuss. And
Okay. Good.
so whenever I talk to oh my goodness, what was his name? It was Paragon Provisions is his company name, and we were talking about AI in the D&D world, and then whenever I talked to Ethan about AI in Ethan and Jason about AI in the author world, and then
Mhm.
I discussed with Ziello and you and other voice actors about AI in the voice acting world, and even whenever I discuss with Vicky AI in the photographer world, and Dina and Eileen about AI in the music world. So
Exactly.
AI,
Yeah.
yeah, AI
It's
exists unfortunately in every single spectrum of art, and it is
Mhm.
important to it's important for us to be talking about it. It is because it
All
is
right.
something. Yeah, it is something that we have to watch out for, and it is all like you said, all a part of branding because we want to make sure that
True.
we're not.
True. True.
Yeah, 30 years from now, people are going to really look back at this moment and go, okay, was he using AI for everything he did? You know, or was he genuinely trying to be 100% authentic? And there's something that like he's kind of a mentor, like a it's like a parasocial relationship, but Markiplier is somebody that I do look up to.
Oh,
There's
dude, gotta
something.
love Mark, Jacksepticeye, gotta love them
Oh
2,
yeah.
dude. The things they're
Yeah.
doing already. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
shout out Iron Lung.
Yeah, Iron Lung was amazing. Mark said something really inspiring. He said that, the people that are using AI to make art, to make music, to make whatever, they're gonna get bored because they're
Oh, I
not.
saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're not feeding a spark. They're literally just they're gonna get bored of it because there's no progression of growth. And that's something that ties right back into like what we talked about before with auditions and getting a lot of no's and even saying no to people is because it's a progression, it's a growth thing. And it goes
Of
into
course.
the mantra that I say is like we're all on a huge mountain range. Each of us has our own mountain, and we're at different positions in that mountain. Some of us are at a peak or a summit or a valley. You might be at a peak, and I might be in a very low valley, but they're both just as valuable. My low moments are just as valuable as your high moments, and
Oh,
vice
of
versa.
course.
You
Of
know,
course.
and, it's inspiring to take the low moments and say, "Hey, I know I'm low right now, but I'm gonna have a peak. And if I can motivate you, that's gonna help me move forward as well." We can all help each other on the mountain as well. And it goes into that growth. It goes into that growth mindset. Failure is a necessary milestone on the pathway to success. That is the most powerful mantra that I've ever used. And I've used it for probably about a year and a half, 2 years now, because whenever I came to New York, I was almost 300 pounds. I had nothing, no money, no buddy. And I dropped the weight. I weigh 176 now, and I'm going out to voice acting. I'm going to the university. I'm running the podcast. And I'm hoping that people use my story and my dreams and my goals to motivate them as well. You know? And it
Alright.
just yeah, and it's just and that's the thing. And I think that that's the reason Mark is so inspirational, because Mark started out as a very, small creator. He was just a guy with a
Yeah, man.
video game and a camera, and now he's this big person who he still holds on to his brand. He still holds on to his reputation, and he holds it well. He doesn't give into ego or money or anything else like that. He holds his brand well. And so he is
Yeah, man.
living
That's
proof.
beautiful. I feel like that's just the beautiful part of, YouTubers or, like, I guess, somewhat longer form content rather than, like, TikTokers,
Yeah.
influencers, Like, with people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, man, they were talking about all these topics like the honey, AI, all these different things, and, what's it called? Jacksepticeye is right now on, like, what, Mr. Beast at the moment? But, it's just I love to see that they really do, like, stand their ground, and they realize, like, 1, yes, it's a business, and also 2, sometimes it's more than just a business. It's all about community also. I mean, look at all the people that they've built around, all the people they've met? It attracts so many of these different types of people where they're all just trying to get somewhere to a same state or maybe achieve something altogether, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why, like, both of them, Jacksepticeye as well, both of them are very, very inspiring in terms of, like, being a parasocial mentor. Which I don't know if you know what parasocial means, but basically it's like a fake
Yeah.
relationship with someone online. You think you have a relationship with them, but they don't
Yeah.
even know who you
Act
are.
acting as if, like, you know all everything about them too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark is my best friend, man. Oh, really? Text him right now. Text Mark right the fuck now. Dude,
Actually, but speaking of texting Markiplier, didn't Markiplier do that one thing where you could actually text them? He, like, posted this number and you could, like,
oh,
text
I
them.
think I think at one point
That
he
was
did do that.
I think that was
Yeah.
maybe 10 years ago. I remember being in middle school
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
actually
middle
texting them.
school, and you're, like, watching Mark, and he's playing Amnesia with Tiny Box Tim, bro, those were the days. There was a trend recently where you post, like, your a picture of, like, when you first subscribed to Mark, and I think mine was, like, I don't have my old account. I had a new account made, but the date
Mhm.
on the new account was, like, December of 2014, or
Wow.
somewhere around there, or no, I think it was January of 2015. But I knew I was
Man,
subscribed to
beautiful
him, like,
times.
before. Dude, yeah. Back in middle school, back home in Oklahoma, there'd be tornadoes and shit going on, and I'd just be like watching Mark, or I'd be on the school bus and, like, just watching Mark.
You'll be
Uh,
on, like, some sort of lockdown, you're watching out here, like,
Watching Mark.
and all that.
Fuck yeah, dude. I still watch him. Recently, he got into this, like, climbing game, and just watching Mark. Dude, I stopped.
Climbing game.
Dude, yeah, there was this one that,
Is it the one where it's it's kinda like a simple art style and, like, it's 3D?
hmm, I
Or
don't
is it
know.
the one where, like, it's the guy in a pot with a hammer?
No, no, that getting over it was an experience with Mark. That was a bit ago. No, it was a horror game. It was a horror game.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very recent one. It was very much so. It felt like SCP. It was like
Whoa.
I think it was called the Foundation or the Substructure or something like that. Yeah, it was one of his most recent videos. He had,
I've
or no, maybe
never
not
I've never
super
heard of
recent.
that. I've never seen that yet.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a link to it. I've been binge watching his episodes on that. Um, But yeah, no, like he's been recently playing that. Like dude, I could sit here and talk for hours about Mark, but basically I stopped after when I was in a relationship with this girl named Caitlin, name drop, and
Ooh.
we no, I mean it's just a first name, so it's fine. But we were dating for a little while and we would watch Markiplier every day. We watched Unis Honest every episode, and then
Wow,
we
Un is
listened.
honest, man.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah,
y'all were
yeah.
really in like
We
that,
were in
man.
it, dude. Every Unisonus episode, every YouTube video, and then whenever Distractable, we listened to every Distractable episode together. And then whenever we broke up, I even though I'd been watching Mark forever, like I did stop. It wasn't anything like bad, but I just couldn't keep doing it.
Yeah,
So I
I don't
missed.
I mean, that's just a normal human thing, man. It's very
Yeah.
normal.
I did get to see the end of Unis Honest. I haven't really listened to Distractable, but I have slowly gotten back into Mark. Fucking awesome guy. And I've talked about it before. Like one of my episodes goals for the podcast. One of my goals was to reach the 1 year mark, which spoilers we're definitely making. I already have sitting here recording right now. We already have the episodes scheduled to make it to the year mark. And I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to
Alright.
date drop where we're at right now, but we're talking July. July 13th is the anniversary,
Okay,
so
okay.
we're
I
we're
mean,
we're good.
I
Yeah.
just wanna let y'all know it took us 2 weeks from originally, forming or yeah, or 2 weeks to when we talked about, having the interview, guys, so was it
Yeah.
2 weeks? Something like that.
2 weeks, something like that. Well, and you
Yeah.
said that you didn't have the TikTok very long, right? You said you've only been going after being a voice actor for,
Yeah.
like, 3 weeks?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's an adventure. Like, honestly, the fact that and you've gotta be pushing. I love the videos you had on TikTok as well. Like, I'm gonna shift the
Oh,
spotlight on you, bro, because 'cause
thank
we're
you,
gonna go
man.
away from Mark for just a second. Um,
Alright.
we'll talk more about how beautiful Markiplier is in another episode, but bro, the fact that you've been and this is the thing I tell everybody, consistency is key. You find a
Oh,
flow that
yeah.
works well for you, and everybody has their own formula, and I've talked about this on the podcast before. Everybody has their flow, their formula that works for them. You found yours. Now, if yours starts exhausting you, slow it down. And it's okay to slow down
Oh,
and find a
of
new
course,
flow,
man.
you know,
I
because
mean,
you got to protect your
I've
energy.
been
Yeah.
posting yeah, yeah, 100%. Cause I mean, I've been posting TikToks, consistently, like, aside from the like, aside from the voice acting, for which I've had up for 3 weeks, I've before this, I had a fashion account that I was growing on TikTok. And it really is 100% all about consistency. Granted, there's a few things with when it comes to something like TikTok, there's a few things that you do have to take account. I mean, sometimes the algorithm or saying that like, oh, it's because the algorithm is kind of bullshit. But at the same time, with this account, I'm learning a lot more about the algorithm than I did with my last one. So it really does. It really does, especially with posting, in general. It gets you out there, you get to meet more people. I mean, granted, I wouldn't have gotten my first role if I wasn't posting. Every single audition I do, basically showcasing my range, especially because like I mean, I'm definitely not in a place to get a demo right now, but it definitely shoots out to a lot of other aspiring voice actors, aspiring directors and all that who are basically in the same spot, just starting out, and they are looking for other people to join in. And it's cool when you find some people who are also having big dreams, and it's definitely something that you need to have someone around.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's nice to have people around, like people in your corner and stuff. And I think that that's something that like you mentioned earlier too, where you had people like you've been wanting that community and having people around you and stuff. I think that like that was something for me too. And it was
Mhm.
honestly creating this community here, like having this Discord here and having so many other voice actors with me that kind of convinced me like, oh yeah, I need to dive back into that. Definitely having peers, definitely having mentors, having people to look up to and people to work with. even with like the podcast, and I've mentioned this before, like the podcast is something that's new to me. My friends were like, "Oh yeah, dude, you've got a great voice. You should start a podcast." I'm like, "That sounds insane." If you told me 4 years ago that I was going to be a podcast host, I would laugh in your face. There's no way I'm putting my voice out there like that. But no, it's been a great thing, and I do have a few groups where I have other podcast hosts where I'm able to like talk with. I've had podcast hosts on this podcast, and we're able to talk about like the challenges and the tricks and everything else like that. And it really is about having people with you, having people around that are in the same field as you, because otherwise you're gonna feel isolated. And that's what my acting career was
Mhm.
whenever I first started. It felt isolated. I feel like I would have had a better time if I would have like kind of forced myself into a community, because you're gonna find people that are like a clique, and you're gonna find people that really do click with you and really do get with you and get your kind of field and what you're like kind of going after,
Yeah, man.
you
Man,
know?
bring back clicks, man.
Yeah,
Bring back
yeah,
click bring back clicks, bring back third spaces, dog. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah. I
All
feel like
for
there's
it.
a lot that died off during COVID. We've had a lot of years to heal from that. So like, and I'm not saying that we're not completely healed from it, because there's a lot still going on. But I
Oh,
feel like we
100%.
can start coming back together. Well, then again, I heard that there's like a new virus, like a COVID
Yeah, the
2.0.
yeah, the hantavirus or something like that.
Dude, I heard about that.
Man,
So maybe
I
we can't get
know.
back together yet, but
But, I
wait till
mean,
this
yo,
one passes,
it's gotta happen one day, man. It's gotta happen one
dude.
day, and I'm excited for that day to happen very much. I'm very
Oh,
excited.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to a point where people are meeting back up in person and reconvening,
Percent
because
dude.
it is very scary to be so isolated where you're not like able to connect with people as much as you used to. It gets lonely, bro, and it causes so much depression. And like I'm somebody that's studying psychology to be a psychologist, like, and learning
Alright.
about the effects on the mind of like isolation is one of those. Like we are social creatures. You do need some level of social out there, talking to people, getting with people. And I'm an introvert, but I know it's healthy. I know it's healthy to have people to talk to and
Mhm.
people to reach out to and stuff like that. So yeah, having people in your corner for your genre. And the good news for you, hopefully this is helpful. We have a voice actor group here. We have a lot of voice actors that are new, that are just starting out, and we have people like Anthony who have been in the field for a long time, and he actually does voice actor coaching. He does challenges on TikTok and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
Actually,
sick.
I could be completely delusional, but I'm like 5% sure. I don't know. You might have done one of his challenges before.
I
Actually, hold on.
have. What?
He's the Anthony's Yellow. I don't know if you've seen him on TikTok.
I'm not
Um,
too sure. A challenge on TikTok?
oh, I don't think maybe not, but it is something you could look
Yeah.
into. I don't know if you've done voice acting challenges, but it's definitely something that you should look into because it's definitely worth
Is
it.
that like the describe a voice acting challenge. What is
So
that?
yeah, like somebody starts the video like voice acting challenge. You do the blue words and I do the
Oh,
red words.
yeah,
And so they'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so there was one where like it was like, you have to stop. You're not who you were supposed to be or whatever. And then like you would respond, you would read the line, you'd be like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. You listen here, all right?
Mhm.
There's absolutely nothing that's gonna keep me from doing what I'm doing. I don't know, some shit. I
Man,
can't improv right now. I'm tired as fuck.
killer mobster impression though,
Hey,
man.
listen, first of all,
Killer.
hey, you disrespect me on the night of my daughter's wedding after everything I did for you. How could you do this to me, Tony?
Man, dude, New
Take his
York is
legs.
really showing through right now.
That's me
Shining
tired, bro. That's
through.
me tired. But no, like no, there's the voice actor challenges. They're definitely worth it, especially if you're trying to get big. And I'm a big hater of TikTok right now because of AI remix. But if you want to make it, if you want people to see you and hear your voice, then yeah, the voice acting challenges are where it's at. Just make sure that you disable AI remix. I don't trust it because you have to post and then disable. Bro, AI is fast. By the time it's
Oh,
posted,
yeah.
AI has what it wants. But
Yup.
if you're gonna be an optimist, unlike me, I'm being kind of a pessimist, but if you're gonna be an optimist with it, definitely do the voice acting challenges and take advantage, bro. We got a number of people here in the Discord who, we have one person who's actually working on an anime. I'm pretty sure, but I don't want to name drop anything because I want to be respectful to their project. But
No, all good,
yeah,
all good.
we have people that are working on projects. Like I do know Ru is my friend Joshua. He's a great guy. He's working on a video game that's supposed to, I think it's supposed to release this summer, and then he's going to be working on another video game, and he wants voice actors in that second video game. He has a pot to choose from because we have a lot of voice actors, you know. So definitely take advantage of that, man. I'm actually really excited because I really like your voice, and I think that
Definitely will be, man.
yeah. Yeah, you'll fit in, bro. You'll fit in. I think with your voice and your talent, you'll kick it off really fast. I mean, you showed up on my FYP. I'm not saying that I'm a big deal, but you showed up on my FYP, which clearly means that you're getting out there. Because where are you from again?
I'm from Cali, the Bay Area.
Cali. You're on the other side of the US and you showed up on my
Yup.
FYP. I'm over here in New
I
York.
it's
So,
crazy, right? It's so crazy. That's literally I mean, that's literally the only reason why I'm, like, posting on TikTok. Is like, you never know who you're gonna reach, you know? Especially, like,
yeah.
bro, I found this the walk-in podcast community, dude. I mean,
Oh yeah.
how could I be mad? I mean, literally, one of the biggest things when I was, like, making this account, I was like, "Okay, I wanna meet people with this one." Like, I want to find other people. There's always gonna be people who are, quote, unquote, "better than you," right? Or in a better place than you, and it's that one thing where it's like, if you wanna run faster, you have to be around people who are already faster than you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
You got to surround yourself with people that are all that are also running, but you have to be looking at others that are running faster than you. Absolutely.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
like with me, with my acting, with my podcast, with my voice acting, with my comedy and my book that I published, and everything that I do, I find others that are, you know, running at pace with me, and then I find people that I can look up to and go, okay, that's where I want to go, but this is where I am, you know. And
Yep.
it's really important to celebrate your wins. This is something that say all the time. Like every time you reach the bar, you're gonna raise it. Every time you reach a finish line, you're gonna move it, and so you should celebrate that win, even if it's a small win. Which right now it sounds like you're stacking the wins, bro. I don't know how you like. I'm not gonna toot my own horn,
Man,
but
I'm
being on
just
a
an
podcast
optimist,
probably
dude.
pretty cool. Hey, dude, optimism is legit. I'm too much of a realist. I'm like, yeah, there's pros and
Dude,
cons,
no, that's fair, man. I mean, when you're a realist like that, you get to face the reality and um you get to live with a conscience where it's like, okay, this is what's happening, you know?
But
That's all right.
in the same token, the thing that got me out of my rut was an overload of optimism. I had to wake up every single day, look at my fat, ugly self in the mirror, and say, "You are one beautiful, handsome, fit son of a bitch. Now go fucking tackle today, you devil." That's what I had to do every single day. I literally look at myself in the mirror and tell myself words of affirmation. And
All
it's
right.
be- because so many people out there they tackle the day, and this is something that me and this one guy who he might be on the podcast someday. I'm not going to name drop him. He says he's a millionaire. I don't know how much I believe that. He owns his own company. He's a CEO, and he said that the words you tell yourself are where you're going to go. Like if you tell yourself every single day this is going to be a bad day, it's going to be a bad day, and you're going to have a
Yeah,
really shitty month.
man.
You have to
Yeah.
wake up and say, "I'm going to win today. I don't know what the fuck is going to
I'm a
happen, but I'm
real
going to
big
win today."
believer. I'm a real big believer of like, yo, if you go hug a tree and tell the tree that you wanna be like someone, I feel like it's gonna figure it the
Oh,
those that tree is gonna figure out how to get it back to
it's
you
gonna figure
somehow.
that shit out. The universe
Yeah,
is a
man.
crazy thing. If you put it out into the universe, it is more likely to happen for two reasons. First of all, from a psychological standpoint, you're taking it from just your brain out into the world. That is that is so powerful. Like you guys should look up how much power it is to just get ideas out there, to just visual, like not
100%.
even visualize, but just to put them out there, to say them, to wake up and say, "I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do that today." You
And
know?
it's even more
And
beautiful if you're able to create something, man.
oh, yeah. And
Even
the
more
thing about creating, because that's where it does shift a little bit, because yes, it is difficult to create something on the go just like that really fast in one day.
Yeah.
So for people who are trying to create, do not compare yourself to how fast others do it in the way that can be toxic and degrading. Don't go, well, because comparison is the enemy of joy. It is the thief of joy. If you say, well, they got up to
100%,
30,000
100%.
followers in like a week and I only have 300. I've been doing this for a year. Do not do that. Instead, switch it and go, wow, they're at 30,000 followers. They've been doing this for a while and they have tactics that work. I need to find my own tactics because I'm certain
Yeah,
that I will
man.
do that someday. I will get there someday.
I
Because
think it's also, like, a thing where people have to recognize other people's
oh yeah.
accomplishments, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
you're
feel like
climbing
that's
up
a
the
big thing that not too many people do.
yeah. You gotta celebrate other people's wins. If I'm on this mountain range with you and I'm looking over at your mountain and I'm saying, dude, you're doing fucking amazing. That's gonna lift you up out of your corner, wherever you might be, push you forward, and that's gonna motivate me. Because if I'm truly looking out for you, that's gonna motivate me. And I think all of us can really be empowered by motivating each other and working with each other. And this goes for some of my best, right back to auditions, some of my best auditions were when I was surrounded by people that I might not have known, but I connected with. Because like, hey, I hope you kill it out there. Break a leg. You know? And they might do amazing. They might do terribly. But then I go up there and I have a completely different mindset purely because I motivated somebody else before I stepped on that stage, before I stepped into that recording booth because of that. You know, motivate
Nice.
other people while they're climbing up their mountain. It will affect you in a positive way. So yeah, positive, mantras, positive affirmations. It is so good. Even as somebody who's a realist and sometimes even kind of a pessimist, I know how powerful optimism is. So being an optimist, dude, powerful shit. I know you're gonna blow up, bro. I wouldn't be
Appreciate it.
surprised if you called me next week and you're like, dude, I just made $1 million. How you doing? I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, fuck yeah. I knew he had it in him. You know what I mean?
Dude, right
I
back at you, man.
Oh, dude,
Right
listen,
back at you.
I'm a humble guy. I am just happy
Hey,
if my
hey,
episodes can
that doesn't
motivate you
stop you
enough.
from making $1,000,000 though.
Eh,
That does not stop you.
if I made $1 million, it would immediately be distributed to people like Dina, people like Michael and Ziello who've helped out with the podcast so
Oh,
much. Like it would be
grateful.
distributed. It absolutely, dude.
I
I've
love
already
that.
told them. Yeah, Michael does our intros, Ziello does our outros, Dina does our music, dude. I'm using their art. I need to pay them. And I tell them every day, I'm like, look, as soon as I get the money, bro, as soon as I'm not paycheck to paycheck, I'm paying you. Okay. As soon as the podcast makes money, you guys are making money. And everybody's telling me,
Mhm.
like, oh, well, the only hope for a podcast to make money is sponsorships and subscriptions. I don't know how to work subscriptions, and I would be very picky with sponsorships. Like right now,
I don't
we're
blame you
part.
with the sponsorships. I don't blame you with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, dude.
Especially not to
Um,
throw a hot topic out there, but,
yeah,
there's
go
a
on.
certain list out there that has a certain, genre of people that if I like, it would affect my reputation if I was sponsored by somebody who was on that list, you know what I mean? So that's why
Yeah,
you gotta be
yeah,
careful because that
of
was
course.
years ago, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with, like, who are you involved with? What are you and the moment you find out, "Oh, that's not somebody I wanna be represented with," bro, detach. Doesn't matter how much damage it does, you're killing it before it gets worse. There's something my mama used to always say, life is like a box of no, I'm kidding. But something my mom used to say was
Mom
the
was like a
longer
monkey. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're
uh,
gonna get.
it's just
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
mama like that. I don't know why I said mama like that. It just reminded me of I used to have a friend named Bubba. Um, but
he wants to make a shrimp factory.
shrimp factory. Yeah, Lieutenant Dan doesn't have no legs.
Man,
Oh,
dude, I gotta watch Forrest Gump again, dude. That
dude,
was a
Forrest Gump's a
beautiful
good
movie.
movie. But something my mom used to say was, if you let the longer you let a lie sit, the more damage the truth does when it comes out. Because the truth
Oh,
will always
yeah.
come out. And that's
Yeah.
something that it really now every time I go to lie, I'm like, shouldn't do that. I don't I'm not saying I'm not a liar because I would be a liar if I said that. I've lied before for sure. But I can say that I'm very, very mindful because I'm like, ooh, I just lied to this person. That's fucked. Like, let me fix that. Let me fix that. Like
Mm.
we all, none of us are perfect. I would be lying if I said I was perfect. Uh, anyways, I'm rambling about being a liar now. Let me get out of that.
All
Um,
good, all good, all good.
yeah. Um, yeah, man. So yeah, but I think you're doing a great job. I think that like I do have some ideas. I do have one project for our September special that you might be interested in.
Ooh.
I don't know if how much money I can pay you for it, but I have the book that I wrote and I published it in January. I'm looking for voice actors that can help me narrate it, both so I because basically the section that you
Okay.
narrate is
Yeah.
gonna be an episode. Spoilers for anybody listening to this episode, but
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. So you would get a solo episode on the podcast where people just hear your voice narrating the book. So I figured that would be good. However, for anybody out there who is going into voice acting and you as well, don't ever do anything just for exposure. Yes, this gives you exposure, but don't ever do something just for exposure. Your voice is worth money. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. Now, we'll talk about that after the podcast. But yeah, so that's something I had to learn as well. Whenever I was young into it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do this for free. I'll do that for free." No, 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 no. Don't ever do anything.
It's a business, man.
It's
It's
a
a business.
business. Your talent is worth money. If I can't afford it, sucks to be me. But
Mhm,
you are worth every dime. And every time you put it's like you're basically throwing money away at that point. Every time you say no
oh,
or you do
yeah,
something
man.
for free, you know? Uh but at the same time, like I don't know, I'm bad about it. I do free shit for my friends because I love them to death. But
Dude,
yeah,
that's just
just
I feel dude, I feel like that's my problem too. Whenever it comes to, like, homies or friends, family, it's like, they're not even asking for, like, a homie discount or anything. It's just like,
homie discount.
I'm so close to the dude, you know? Like, how am I gonna do
Right.
that to them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
because
I
like
get it, I get it.
you're like, "Damn, like, am I gonna be looked bad at?" Like, "I don't know," like, "I don't know." But yeah, dude, just keep up the great work, man. It's been great, like, talking to you, like, with this, like, a lot of audition talk. I haven't talked about auditions with anybody. I've had a lot of actors on here. We haven't talked
Whoa,
about auditions.
really? That's, like, the
So
biggest part of it.
that is crazy enough the biggest part. A lot of what we talk about is like the challenges, like, expectation and consistency, perfectionism, all these mindsets that you have to challenge. But like, dude, just sitting down talking about auditions and the challenges that really we have to face. Yeah, it's kind of
Mhm.
nice. It's kind of nice, especially because like for a lot of people, getting that first audition is the challenge, you know?
Oh,
So
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what's the word? I feel like online you always hear about all these things like, "Oh, tips and tricks of what you do if you were to become a voice actor." Like, "Oh, okay. Use an XLR microphone, da 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 da." And it's like, I'd never or like any niche in general, everything that I've really wanted to get into, a lot of people gatekeep how to get into it, you know? And that's why like I'm like very like talking a lot about this type of stuff, especially on the TikTok. I mean, I posted like what a good amount how to get started and all that. I think right now, or not a good amount, but like definitely um 3 overall videos. And like I know on the fashion account I wouldn't because I mean it's kind of self-explanatory for like fashion. You kind of just put on clothes, but
Here's a
but,
shirt.
yeah, no, literally, yeah, it's like, "Okay, here's a shirt." You can see the brand name on the shirt. Go buy the shirt, you
Go
know?
buy this shirt.
But, like, when it comes to something like this, where, like, yeah, again, it's a business, you know, something that you're selling yourself, you are your product, you are the thing, you are the person where people will be looking up to specifically and only you for your voice that only you have. Um a lot of people are kinda gatekeeping how to start into it, and I mean, they'll
Mhm.
probably post, like, a video or 2, but then it flops and they never bother to post it, and it's that, thing where it's online, especially TikTok, where if it doesn't get views, don't do it, and man, dude,
Yeah,
I hate that so much.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That is the challenge. Like, there's a lot of people that do gatekeep it. There's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, well, I want you to watch this amount or comment this amount," or because they just do it for views. They just do it
Mm,
for content. But I like that even though you're not like a huge voice actor, well known around the world, you're still like, "Hey, this is how you do this." That's great. And I love that. That's also something that Anthony does, where even though he's not like the most popular voice actor in the world, he's still offering coaching at the level that he's at an affordable price, and offering his knowledge to those trying to get into the genre without gatekeeping the information. And I feel
alright.
like it goes back to that mountain analogy. There's so much power in us uplifting one another and helping one another succeed. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm proud of you for doing that. I'm proud of you for not being so kind of I would hate to say self-centered. Some people are self-centered. They only care about themselves. You are someone who cares about others. You saw how to do it and you wanted to share it with the world. And that's great. I'm proud of you for that. Like that's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, I mean, it's also one of those things where you gotta be different, you know? You gotta be different. Literally, um, some of the most unique people are the people who become successful. Whether I mean, who knows? What if maybe I'll become a vocal coach rather than like a full-time voice actor, you know? Who knows? It's just one of those things where um stuff like this isn't that accessible, knowledgeably, if that's a word.
Knowledgeably.
um
Well, it is now. Put it in the dictionary.
yeah, man. Oxford number whatever it is, but
Yep.
yeah, dude, just it's one of those things where ah man, yeah, I've always like grew up where I've never been a normal person, and that's always been my advantage. And
Yeah, being normal sucks.
yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. But
Yes, imagine not being able to do the Queen's English, you know. Everybody's like, "Oh, you sound like Stewie." No, my name is Nigel Nicklebottom. I'm sorry. Continue.
the revolution is cool, man.
The
The
revolution
revolution is
is
cool.
so cool. Oh my goodness.
But, yeah, dude, it's, one of those things where, I mean, even if you just look at history, you know, the unique people are always the coolest ones in pretty much every industry, and it's something that
Mhm.
I love to keep alive for a lot of people, and especially man, I wish I had more time in the voice acting department of everything to, bring out examples, but, I mean, from the fashion stuff, TikTok, I did that for maybe 8 months. Um, you start to see that there's just people kinda copying each other and all that, you know, and
Yeah. Been doing a
granted
lot of that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of, copying, like, these big influencers, they'll get, like, a smaller platform than these influencers, but they're gonna get burnt out one day, definitely. I know
Mhm.
this one dude on that fashion account that I'm mutuals with, and he's getting burnt out because he's not making, videos that actually resonate with them and that are also just unique. And granted, on my account on that one, not as many followers as he has. I have what 3K on there. He has 94,000. It's like I don't really care about that because I mean I'm the one actually I'm one of the few people at the time who was actually trying to educate about like fashion rather than just like okay I'm gonna put on these clothes, I'm gonna be saying basically the same script as this big influencer and I'm gonna get hella views for it. But I mean I'd rather provide a lot of people a lot more things, you know. I want to get people into the actual niche rather than just kind of spamming some
Mhm.
buzzwords that a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, since I know this word, I'm like so much more fashionable than you." But then I'm out here actually being like, "Okay, here's some topics that no one's really talking about. Like, hey, sometimes polyester isn't that bad in clothing."
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
that gets a lot of hate, but I mean, there's like big old brands that are using 100% polyester, but people love them, and it's a grail for a lot of people. And yeah, anyways, aside from the fashion talk, I wish I had more time in the voice acting screen to voice
No, like
acting and
that's
trying to do all that. But yeah,
nah,
you
that's
know?
fine, man. That's fine. The thing about it is the beautiful thing, first of all, with voice acting and with really anything is you learn as you go. And if you're sharing
Mhm,
that information as you go with those around you, like that's empowering you and them, like we said before. So I'm and you're humble about it. You're not like some people who are like, "Oh, I'm the best." I'm the
appreciate
best
it.
ever. Like, yeah, I've been in the voice acting game for a minute, you know.
Mhm.
I have a degree. but I'm not going to come up to you like, "Oh, right. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should and should not do." Because it's like
You're
what me
not
and Anthony
pronouncing this word right. No,
well,
you're never gonna get a call from that. Oh my
right.
god.
Well, if you would tilt your chin just a little bit up and try not to be whatever it is that you are, perhaps you'd actually get a job, you
Dude, that's
lazy
like
piece of
half
shit.
of the videos, man, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's like half of the videos where it's
Yeah,
like,
me and Anthony
"Okay,
were
here's a
talking about that,
tip."
like, half the fucking
Yeah.
videos out there are like, "Alright, so basically you need to be me and not you, and then you're good." Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, whoever's out there listening and you as well, be yourself, because it's something that we've talked about on the podcast
Yes,
before.
please.
There is nobody out there that has your voice except for you. except for you. I mean, think about every actor you've ever loved ever. If you listened to their voice, you would immediately know who they are. Despite how many people are out there and how many actors are out there, you would immediately
Mhm.
recognize their voice.
You
Immediately.
even if you can even listen, you can your favorite show has this one voice actor who's very popular. You'll watch another show, same voice actor, you'll immediately think of that original character too.
Yes.
It's your voice is unique,
Immediately.
so unique.
Yeah, I'll be watching a show and I'll be like, wait a second. I can't give you an examples off the top of my head, but I think I've done it while on the podcast. I'm like, wait a minute. I know this guy. And then I look it up. I'm like, oh, it's that guy, you know? So whatever your talent is, whether it's painting, photography, don't let comparison be the thief of your joy. You
Yes.
you will have zero of everything until
Oh my
you
god.
put yourself out there and put
What's
yourself out there, not a copy of someone else. Not a,
what
oh,
a
hey, this is working for them for money. Dude, screw money. You want to make money? You want to be rich? Awesome. Go chase money. But if you want to feel alive, if you want to be fulfilled, you better prepare to be exhausted,
Oh,
but in the
yeah.
best way possible. Because I can tell you something right now. I'm exhausted, but God, am I fulfilled. I am so fulfilled with my life, with everything I'm putting out there between the podcast, between the writing, between the open mic nights, between the acting, between the university, and even work. I feel so fulfilled
Dude, I
because I
love to hear that.
dude, and I
That's
think
great.
that everyone has that. You have the chance to feel fulfilled. Just don't copy someone else's work. And this is why, going back to Mark's point, Markiplier's point, using AI to put stuff out there, they're gonna burn themselves out because they're just gonna get exhausted because they're not
Mhm.
feeling fulfilled in the growth of their product. I can look at my podcast and I can see a heartbeat. I can see that less than a year ago, we had 0, and now we have roughly, like, what, 763 streams and downloads? That is a huge fucking number,
Wow.
especially given the fact
Nice,
that I
man.
only have
Nice.
yeah, sitting right now, this episode is gonna be, like, episode number 44, I think, 44, and then give or take the few episodes that are not numbered because 'cause they're, like, individual episodes, we might have about 50 episodes as of this episode right here.
Dude, the
Roughly
way
50,
you
60 episodes.
articulated those words was so beautiful. Like,
Wh
the heartbeat, oh my gosh, that was oh, I love to hear that so much. I don't hear much people talking about, like, the stuff they love in that sort of way other than myself and my girlfriend at times. But,
Ah.
I mean, dude, it's like, I wish so many other people had that, and I've been spending maybe the past, like, 2 not even 2, like, 4 years searching for people with that same type of drive, passion, and love for the things they do, and it's rare. I didn't think it was gonna be this hard to find people, you know?
Dude,
It's
I'm telling you right
crazy.
yeah, but let me tell you something right now. What's beautiful about that is I have sat here with people and I have found I wouldn't say like a fuck ton, it is rare, but I have found other people. And you know what I call them? I call them wayfinders. Because you have the dreamers, those are the ones holding the torches, and I've said it before, it's like they're holding torches in a very dim world. Then there's the wayfinders, the ones that are like the go-getters, like you and me, who are just like, yo, you know, failure is a necessary milestone on the pathway to success. And let me tell you, if you look at your metrics and you see it as a heartbeat, that means your shit is alive. Yes, my podcast has ups and downs. That bitch is a heartbeat. I look at the ups and downs like yeah, absolutely. It's a fucking heartbeat. I might be in a downward curve, but I know it's going to come back up. I know it's going to come back up.
Yep.
And I love what I do. I don't
Yes.
care that I don't make money off of this. I could end up being 60 years old. There's a guy named Dawson McAllister.
Mm.
He's passed away, unfortunately. But Dawson McAllister, he had pretty sure it was a podcast way back in the day. And I spoke to him whenever I was about 13 years old. It was about midnight in Mustang, Oklahoma. I remember this very specifically. We had a conversation. Now, yes, it was about depression and dealing with life and stuff, but he loved what he did to the point where he didn't care about how much money he made. He cared about helping those around him and motivating those around him and the kids around him and anybody who spoke to him. Whenever he sat with somebody in a room, he saw them as who they were and sat
Dude,
with
he
them.
probably he probably loved the movie Whiplash.
No, probably. Probably.
Probably, probably.
Dude, I the guy was amazing and he was a great guy to talk to. And whenever I made the podcast, I immediately thought of Dawson McAllister and I immediately thought of
Oh,
Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and every person I've ever looked up to. And I thought to myself, I want to create something that they would listen to, that they would watch. And that's why one of my goals is I would love to someday sit down with Mark, you know.
Bro,
Um,
dude, the moment you get that, Imma be there watching it.
dude,
I'm gonna be waiting for that episode to come out, dude. That would be
you know I'm gonna giggle
awesome,
like a
man.
schoolgirl texting you, like, "You would never believe who I'm in the room with right now. You would
Dude.
never believe it." Oh, man. I'm gonna
Man,
giggle like a
it's
schoolgirl. I'm gonna
gonna be a beautiful day,
It'll
man.
be a beautiful day. But yeah, there's those of us that and I my goal with the podcast is to make everybody like that. Everyone you have it in you. Every person out there, you have a dream, you have a goal, you have something that's been gnawing at the back of your head that you've said, "You know what? I need to chase this. I need to stop living the life that I live and I need to chase this. I need to do better for myself." And I'm telling you right now, it is within you. The world might have convinced you that you don't have enough time, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough anything. But I'm telling you right now, if I can do it from nothing, if Mark can do it from nothing, there are a million stories out there of people who did it with nothing. There are actors who were homeless when they were discovered.
Yeah, man. Dude, I always think about the story of Robert Downey Jr., man.
Mm. Wha-
Always,
One of
man.
my
I think that's
favorite
such a
actors.
beautiful one.
Yeah, one of my favorite actors. He was like going to going to prison whenever he got the role, right? Like he had a
Yeah,
record.
yeah.
Yeah, and I can't
And
remember
it's
the
like
actor, but there's
it's
a go
go
ahead, go
on,
ahead.
go on, go on.
No, 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 you
Oh,
first.
shit. Okay, okay.
You
But
first.
yeah, no, I just wanted to talk about Robert Downey Jr. a little more. It's just like he's an absolute gem of a person and an actor, like especially with his most famous role, Iron Man, of course. Um, you don't find much people who are just genuinely that type of person outside and inside of a camera. And I think it's just so rare. I mean, granted, you have superstars like The Rock, who also comes from like upbringings like that, but with the range of authenticity, I love to see actors just like Robert Downey Jr. I love to see that those type of people or celebrities, people in general, creators who are just like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of desire for that nowadays, and I feel like the world is slowly shifting into this from this like naive lack of media literacy sort of mentality, like this numb, oh, let me just like this person, like to like the desire for authenticity, the desire for people to
Oh
be
yeah,
human, you
yeah.
know? And
Even like the celebrity culture is dying now because I mean people are searching for authenticity now. Maybe like
yep.
10 years ago, that's when we all loved celebrities and all that. At its peak, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
And like, dude, I mean, stuff has genuinely changed, and I
Changed.
love it. Granted,
Yeah.
there's the whole challenge with AI, but I mean, it's beautiful to see that people are becoming people again, and we're now recognizing each
Yeah.
other at a closer level of we're all normal. We all
Yeah.
have our own like things, and we all have our um
Yep.
all just in general, just like we're
Yeah.
starting to see each other at eye level rather than looking up to a lot of people and only those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and I think that's good. I think that we're and going back into the AI thing and authenticity, I've mentioned before how those two are direct enemies. AI and authenticity are enemies. But the beautiful thing is the world is searching for more authenticity, and that's going to be really our weapon against AI. It's going to be it is,
Yeah.
you know. The company that I work for recently started mentioning how within the next 2 or 3 years, they're going to be so AI driven that if
Oh
you're
god,
not familiar with AI, you're gonna be left behind. Like, how crazy is that idea? You know?
that's extremely crazy.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, great company, and I doubt they're gonna let people loose like, some other places, but it is crazy to think just how powerful AI is becoming, where we really do have a war on AI, and it's authenticity that's gonna be the winner. It's gonna be humanity that's gonna be the winner. Now, I go back to Dr. Stellar, who was my professor here at the University at Albany. He said that you can use AI as a co-pilot. Like imagine you're riding a motorcycle with a sidecar, but don't let AI be in the sidecar, but don't let it steer the motorcycle. So you can use it as an
Yeah,
assistant. like Jarvis to Iron Man,
Yeah, I was
you
just
know?
gonna say that. Oh, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, yeah, going back to Iron
Nice,
Man, bro.
nice,
You wanna
yeah.
like, at no point would Iron Man be like, "Oh, yeah, Jarvis, do all this stuff for me." No, like, Iron Man's like, "Okay, help me do these things, sure, but I can do it on my own." And there was that one movie it was the one movie where his suit failed and Jarvis goes off, where we really do see, once again, the reason he is who he is. We see the reason Iron Man is who he is, like, bro, he's over here, like, dragging his suit to a warehouse and rebuilding it with a bunch of spare
Yeah,
parts.
man.
Dude, and it's like everyone who's ever been like, "Oh, he's Iron Man because he's a millionaire." No, he's Iron Man because he's fucking Tony Stark. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know,
Literally,
because
I literally in the beginning, what's it called? In a cave, scraps, no money, man. Literally
Tony Stark was
nothing.
able to build that in a cave with a
Yeah.
box of spare parts. Yeah. Dude, then the guy's like, "Well, I'm not Tony Stark." Yeah, you're not. He is him. Iron Man is him. My favorite he's my favorite Marvel character out of it, honestly, even through DC, which is my favorite character, dude.
Dude,
Um,
yeah, I see why, dude. I understand why. 100%. I understand
yeah.
fully.
Yeah, great fucking actor and great guy, honestly, IRL, great person, and but yeah, I think that a lot of people can be motivated by stories like his, and where like you're like, oh well, I don't know if I have time or money. Like, yeah, those are obstacles, and I know I mentioned that earlier. Like money and time, they are obstacles, but you can start small. You don't have to start crazy big. Like if you
Uh,
want to be a voice actor, honest to God, everybody has a cell phone. Use your cell phone. You feel
Yeah,
me?
man.
Use
Yeah,
your cell
yeah,
phone,
yeah.
record
I
from your
feel like
cell phone. You
I
feel
feel
me?
like a
Yeah.
lot of struggle also. I mean, struggle drives a lot of creativity and how to maximize your output. Like there's so many things. Man, I used to run a clothing brand maybe when was it? 2022 to 2024. And it all started with a pack of Hanes t-shirts from Target and some spray paint.
Mm,
So it's really just struggle. Like even like if people who are struggling right now who want to break into creativity or just create, like I hope they know that as long as they have the imagination and the complete thought of a concept for something, they can figure it out
they can do it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's that first step, that first audition, that first, whatever, that first video. Just put it out there. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be elegant. Like
Yeah.
I go back and I listen to like the first and second episode of the podcast, the first couple of episodes, and I loved the first episode. I hated the second episode. I talked way too slow in that one. And then there's a bunch of them where the audio wasn't perfect, but you can see the growth. And that's what I love about the podcast. And I hope people use that as an example as well. Put yourself out there, whatever it is, whatever it's your authentic self. Whatever mess you give the world, put it out there, because you're gonna
Yeah.
see it, you're gonna grow from it, you're gonna become better for it, you know.
Mhm. I
And
also feel like just the first creation that someone makes is always the most authentic, and
yeah,
anything after that should and hopefully is just a refiner or more refined version
mhm,
of that
yeah.
first project.
Sometimes you just need a box of Hanes t-shirts and a bottle of spray paint, and you
Yeah,
just
man.
start, dude. That's motivating right there. That's all you need. And
Yeah.
yeah, this has been great, by the way. I really appreciate you coming in and chatting it up with me, talking about beginnings and auditions and everything.
Of
Um,
course, man.
yeah, we're kind of rolling out time here, but is there anything else? Because honestly, you've said a lot of inspiring things. Is there anything that you would want to say to someone who maybe hasn't taken their first step, maybe hasn't gone to their first audition?
Being perfect, definitely. Being imperfect means there's something to work on, and don't be afraid to look back and analyze everything sometimes. And that goes for more than just voice acting or any type of creative thing in life in general. If you can realize your own mistakes and realize what things you messed up on and you can improve upon it, that makes you a better person in general. And all we really need in the world forever are just better people who are able to do that exact same thing. That's all.
Hey there, this is friend of the show, Anthony Ziello, and I just wanted to say thanks for stepping into the walk-in today. If this episode spoke to you, go ahead and follow the show, and catch us every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can find the walk-in on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you listen. And if you want to hang with our community, come join the Discord. We'd love to have you there. A huge shout out to the Podmatch community for having us with them. Their support for Dreamers is unmatched. Until next time, take a breath, stay inspired, and as always, we'll walk together again next week.